Hi, this is a training reference guide for life after obedience training with KASH. So he's done with his program now. When he comes home, it's very important for him to go through a system similar to the system that he has adopted over here, right? That system has introduced structure and discipline and has helped him to appreciate space and engagement. So once you have that sense of appreciation with your dog, you usually get your dog's attention very easily. And so you're able to use that opportunity to guide him properly and whatnot, right? I use that opportunity to teach him stuff. And now that he understands those things, this video guide is meant to help you understand how to go about helping him to continue to do those things very well. So first of all, the crate is like the backbone of the whole system, right? So introducing him to the crate is important to give him a sense of regularity. So he comes out in the mornings to poo, pee, and play. Comes out midday, sometimes for training sessions or sometimes just to get a break to play again. And then he comes out in the evening again to poo, pee, and play. And usually he gets his meal in the evening. So that's when he also gets to eat and whatnot, right? His feeding and his giving of water is done in the crate. So his bowls are kept in the crate, so it's a comfortable space for him. So when it's time to feed, I just put them in there and then put him in there and leave it shut for him to eat. When he's done eating, if you're still up in the evening and you want him to spend time around you, you can let him out to spend time around you, but make sure that when he's done eating, you want to take him out. If he hasn't already pooed in the evening, you want to take him out to do his business. And then when he's done, you can bring him inside and he can spend time with you. When we started off, I wanted to see if he could pee and poo on the mat, but then he releases a ton of pee. So, it wouldn't be a good idea. So I immediately started to put his focus on going outside to do his business so that he gets used to outside and not inside. Good. So now, whenever you wake up, obviously you'll come to him in the crate because he's going to spend day and night in the crate and only come out during the breaks that I just described. So in the mornings, when you come to his crate, the idea is you want to make sure that you are the one who lets him out and you want to make sure he's well behaved. He doesn't force you to open. So if he's barking and excited, you ignore him. When he calms down, you just walk calmly towards him and then you commend him, yes, good boy. And then usually I say, if you ask a dog to sit, it doesn't matter whether it's already sitting or not. Sit is the instruction. So if you want the dog to stay seated, even if it's already sitting, when you say sit, it enforces the instruction. So if he's there like this, sitting down, I just say sit, and then yes, good boy. And then I open. And then when I am ready, I will free him with a snap of a finger and the command, free. Yes, good. So now if you notice, when I said sit, I commended with yes. I marked with yes, right? So yes is the second best thing about this whole system, right? That's the foundation of communication with your dog. So yes is going to enforce good behavior. It's also going to mark the moment your dog gets something right. So I'll be describing how you use yes properly a little bit on in the video. But for now, that is how you get him out. So when you have all of your activity, then, to get him in is same idea. Usually you make sure that crate is open. When I walk up to it and I open and I say inside, yes, no, KASH inside, inside, yes, sit, yes, good. So whenever I say inside, when he goes inside, if you notice, I mark that as well. I mark it with a yes when he goes inside. Of course, when he does the wrong thing, I mark with a no. And I'll be explaining the yeses and the no's a little bit on in the video. So that's how you get him inside and then you close the door. But since we're about to have some activity, I'm just going to let him out. Free, good boy. So as you can see, he's a good boy. He listens, right? Very good. Personality-wise, he has an awesome personality. He's a very, very lovable, adorable chap. When he came here, he was a bit sensitive because we introduced so many new things to him. We introduced a new environment to him, and then we introduced the crates to him, and he wasn't really having it at first, right? But then he has adjusted to it a bit more now, so it's a lot better now. I think, come, yes, very good. Good boy, very good. I think now his attention is a lot better than it used to be, and I'm very, very happy about that. He's been conditioned to enjoy these activities more. So because of that sensitivity, we had to condition him gradually to come to see this whole exchange as, it's not that bad, it can actually make you happy. So now he gets that sense. So if you notice when he comes out, he comes here, he's looking forward to doing stuff with me. I'm not even trying. Here he is sitting down like a good boy, looking up to me, not doing too much. That is the secret of having a good system and good structure, good regularity. Good. So now we begin with the walk, okay? I always say when you're going to take your dog for a walk, when you get your leash, if you have that dog that is excited to go on walks, right? Then usually when you grab the leash, then the dog gets excited and all that. Okay, if he's excited and all that, you don't chase him around to put a leash on him. You just stay calm, pick your spot, and then you call him to you and you ask him to sit. KASH, sit. Yes, as soon as he sits, you mark yes, and then you can put this on him. And when you put it on him, you don't just start to walk. So when you put it on him, now you get him to position. Position is on the left side, because when you are when you're walking on the streets, you're on the left side of the road facing oncoming traffic, right? So you want him on the left side so that you are between him and the traffic, so he's safe. So usually to get him on the left side, if he's like this, you don't use the leash to pull him to the left, right? Because when you do that, you are teaching him when he's on the leash, he should be maneuvering in all these awkward ways. So instead, you rather move to where he was. So I'm just going to intentionally lower him back to where he was standing to demonstrate what I mean. So if he's here, for example, I want him here. What I do is simple. I just move, get him on my left, and then walk with him and bring him back. And here we are. And I raise this. We call this applying leash pressure. And when he sits, I let it go. This is how I'm telling him, this is where I want you to be, without using my voice to communicate. Now, what I just demonstrated is a big part of his conditioning, right? Which is using leash pressure to communicate, or using the leash to communicate. The truth is, the leash is the most effective communicator with your dog. Nothing beats the leash. Leash always comes first. So there's a language with it, and it's important to condition him to that language. So I've conditioned him to respond to leash pressure to get him to sit. So when I raise it, he will sit without fighting it. And then I've conditioned him to respond to leash pressure when I want him to lie down. When I just nudge it downward, you notice he goes down without fighting it. Then I've conditioned him to understanding the pop. So now when he's on position like this, good, and you want to begin a walk, if I pop like this, it just sends a signal that, yo, let's move, right? And then we walk. So the idea is, when you're walking, you don't want to be there to be tension on the leash. You want the leash to be loose like this. You want him to be the one deciding to walk on your left side, right? So the popping gesture that I just described will be used to help him when he gets distracted. So if he's looking away, you just pop to get his attention back. Or if you're turning and he's still focused, then you pop to get him to focus on where you're moving next. And if he's coming too close, you pop outwards so that he makes space for you. If he's lagging behind, you pop for him to catch up. If you are behind him and he's in front too much, you pop for him to slow down. And then you always want to keep him side by side like that as you walk, right? So that's the idea. But as you can see, very good. As you can see, he's a very good walker. Come. This way. Good. Okay, this way. Very good. So he's a very good walker. He's very focused on me. But you see, when you're outside, there can be distractions, right? So when we walk out in the neighborhood, we've worked on some of the distractions around. So now you'd walk past them and he would still be focused. But he might meet something new. He might hear a new sound he's never heard before, and it will startle him. So it's important for you to take him out and expose him to more and more things, right? The idea is that the more you do that, the more you build a different kind of relationship with him, a relationship where you're constantly sending a signal that I am your guide, I am your guide, I am your guide. And that comes from steering him. I call it steering him because all the popping is just to steer him to stay by your side. So it's like you're driving and this is your steering wheel. If there's nothing to steer, there's nothing to communicate. So if you walk a very comfortable walk and come back, you've hardly communicated anything. So I always recommend that you try to find more and more exposure for him, and then send those signals more and more and build that different kind of relationship with him. So you can walk with him twice a week, be very intentional about it. And the pop is just like the word, right? So it looks like that. Pop. It's not like you're pulling, okay? It's just a pop. Simple, okay? Good boy. So because of his size, you're not really going to have a hard time walking with him. As you notice, if I apply leash pressure, I don't even need to use much effort. He goes into a sit and everything. And also he's a good boy. So I think your walks are going to be fine. I think already they were not bad when he came. So kudos to you for already starting off with him on a very, very good note. So you've walked him and everything. Now, the other thing is practicing the commands, practicing the one-on-one relationship with him with your commands. So first and foremost, you want to avoid distractions when you do that, right? For the next 6 weeks to 1 month, it's your turn to build a relationship similar to the one that I have with him. You already have a relationship with him, but you want a different kind. And this is going to help you to accomplish that. So you want to be intentional about your sessions to achieve that. And those sessions should be at least twice a week or 3 times a week. Shouldn't be every single day because he might get fed up. So you want it to be rather every other day, okay? And whenever you're going to have these sessions, please always make sure you have treats, right? Treats are forever, okay? But you don't necessarily have to give a treat for every single thing forever. You just keep fading out until it gets to a point. You can take him for an entire walk, let him do a whole bunch of things, and when you end the day, you give him 1 treat. But before then, when he comes home, I recommend you start to give him a reward for everything, for your own understanding, your own confidence in your ability to control him, and then your own confidence in your ability to use that same system to continue to build him up, right? And then eventually you can fade it out. So for treats, I always use chopped up chicken sausage. I like the fact that it's soft, it's easy for them to chew, and it is much more nutritious compared to those dry packaged ones that are imported and whatnot, right? So just chop them up into pieces and then boil them for about 2 minutes and you're good to go. So we have our treats. What I always do first and foremost is to make him know that I have the treats on me. So, I mean, he can already smell it, but I intentionally just give him one treat. Yes, good boy. So now I have his attention and we're about to let the games begin. So the first thing that you always want to practice with him is his name recall. So with a name recall, you can intentionally drop the leash, right? And you want to usually call him when there's a distance between you or when he's distracted. Now, the name recall is going to introduce you to how to use the marker I talked about earlier. And we are beginning with the yes marker because we are dealing with two markers, the yes marker and the no marker. Yes for positive behavior, no for wrong behavior. KASH, yes, very good. So I called him KASH and then I marked. When did I mark? I marked the moment he started to move. I didn't mark when he got halfway and I didn't mark when he got here. I marked the moment he started to move because that's the moment he responded to the call. So I'm marking that. And I always want that moment to be quicker and quicker. So if I mark it on time, then I'm teaching him that that is what I'm looking out for. So whenever you do that, whenever you respond immediately, you'll eventually get this treat no matter what. KASH, yes, very good. See how I'm quick to mark as soon as he moves. That is the practice for you, okay? As simple as it is, it can be a little bit tricky. So you make sure that you practice these, right? So when he's looking at you already, then that's the moment you mark. But for example, if he's distracted, if I toss a treat over there, okay, he didn't see it. KASH, yes. Yes, very good. So when I toss the treat over there, the moment I mark is the moment he looks at me. So he looked at me the first time. And then when I marked yes, he saw the second treat, so he quickly went to grab that one. So I waited, didn't repeat myself. As soon as he looked at me, I marked. Because what I'm marking is the response. He's looking away. When I call him, as soon as he looks at me, that's the response. So I mark that. And then he's encouraged to come because he knows he's coming to get that treat, right? So if he's already looking at you, you mark the moment he makes the first step. But if he's looking away, you mark the moment he turns his attention to you. And then make sure that you have the treat stretched out in your arm to encourage him to come towards you, right? At our foundation stage, we always want to encourage and be as helpful as we possibly can. And then with more repetition, it becomes second nature. And even when there's no encouragement, he already understands the system and it's smooth. So that's the idea. So that's how you practice the name recall, okay? So we've covered his crates, we've covered his leash manners, and then we've covered name recall, okay? And we've introduced the marker, the yes marker. So now we're going to talk about a technique called luring because it's important. You've been giving him treats with your hand every single time. So the hand has become a very powerful tool. Where the hand goes, his attention goes, you see. So you have to use it to your advantage. So there's an exercise called luring where you just simply take the treat towards him and start to move him around with the treat and let him follow it. Yes, yes. And then you reward him eventually. Just intentionally do that. Come. Good, 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 good. Sometimes you can have fun with it. Good, 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 good. That's even what we used to get him to learn to sit, you see. Yes. And then you reward him, right? Always make sure you say yes before you give him a treat. So to mark that he's doing what you want. So with luring, the idea is, you see, that is how I now choose his position when I want to give him an instruction. So if he's away from me and then come this way. Good. Sit. Yes, good. If he's away from me and then, come back here. Okay, good. If he's away from me and I want him to come to me, but I want him to be here, right? No, come back. No, sit. Yes, good. I want him to come to me, but I want him to be right in front of me, right? And what I do is when I call him, I use the hand to lure him to that spot, okay? So it's gonna look like this. KASH, yes. So you see, I lure him exactly to where I want him to be. Then I take it away and say, sit, yes. And then I reward him. So that's why luring is important. If we need to pose for a picture, then I would lure him free. I'll lure him this way. Sit and let him sit on my side. Yes, very good. Okay, so luring, the technique of luring gives you the opportunity to move him around like this, okay? Free, good. It could be on my left side as well. Sit, yes, very good. And then you have this angle. No, come back. Good boy. Good boy, yes, very good, okay? So that's the idea. And then if it's face to face again, free, good, this way, good, sit, yes, very good. So if you practice luring, then you get better at doing it. So what I've done is the most basic approach, which is to meet him with a treat like that, and then you can lure him. You see how I'm bending and everything to do that, right? So you practice this, yes, very good. But when you get good at it, then you don't need to bend anymore. You now apply the principle and free, good, look at that. I'm not bending, am I? This way, good, sit, yes. And he gets a treat. Didn't have to bend. I'm gonna do it to the side this time, free, good, this way, good, yes. Sit, yes, very good. And then to this side, free, good. Come, good boy. Good. Sit. Yes, very good. So when you get better at it, then you don't have to be doing all of that anymore. That's the idea. So that's how you practice his luring, and then use it to practice your sits, which is the first command that we are dealing with. So with a sit, if you observed, whenever he gets here, before I ask him to sit, I take the treat away from him and say it, sit. If I say sit here, if I say come, and I say sit, you see his focus is always going to be on the treat. So it's almost going to be like when you don't have treats, he's not going to listen to you. So in order to avoid that, you want to be intentional about taking it away. Come, sit, look at that. Yes, and then it comes down. So I say sit, this is my pivot. The treat comes up to my face like this. Then his attention comes up to me. And when he sits, he sees me say yes, and then the treat comes back to him. So that is how you should practice your sits, right? Now, when you are consistent with it, he registers the command, and he also registers the gesture. And they even learn better from what they see than what they hear. So this gesture will become very helpful in the long run, right? So even when you don't say free, even when you don't say the command and you just apply the gesture, come, and you do that, you get a result. Yes. Okay, so be consistent with the gesture. So that's the gesture for sit, right? Now, if he's sitting on the side, if I lower him to my side, and then I want him to sit here, I raise it above his head and say sit, yes, and then reward, right? Free, good. So side by side, it is above his head, face to face, it's up to my face, okay? And the idea is, whenever he sits, I have to mark the moment he sits. I shouldn't delay the marker, just like when we call. It has to be the moment his bum touches the floor, right? Come. Good. Sit. Yes. So it has to be that moment, and then the treat comes to him. Okay. Same thing. Free. Good. On the side. Sit. Yes. And then the treat comes down to him. So you have to mark at the right moment. Very important. So that's how you practice your sit with him. And I like to practice face to face, side by side, free. Do it even on the other side as well, so that he gets used to sit. Yes. Very good. He gets used to responding in different dynamics, different situations. Free. Yes. Good. Sit. Yes. Very good. Okay. That's super important. So after you practice your sit, the next thing you want to practice is the down. So with the down, this is our neutral position. Actually, in everything, this should be your neutral position when you're interacting with him. Okay? If you're interacting with him and you're like that, his focus is usually going to be on your hands, right? So you want to do this more and more and more. And then when he gets used to this, you realize that when you start to drop your hands, it wouldn't really have much of an impact. It's already beginning to show, but I want you to do it the right way, right? At least for the next 6 to 8 weeks. So this is my neutral position. When I want him to go down, now the pivot is still there, but the hand is coming from up, pointing with one finger down. Yes, and then you mark the moment he goes down, the moment these elbows touch the floor, right? Now, if you notice, there was some hesitation. What did I do? Did I repeat myself? No, you don't repeat yourself. You just wait on him and hold the gesture. And as soon as he goes down, you mark and then you reward, right? If you wait too long and he's not going down, then you say no. Then after you say no, you free him, bring him back to the same spot, and you repeat, right? And then this time, he will most likely do it quicker. So you practice it the same way, face to face and side by side. Free. So side by side, same thing. Sit, it's above his head, then it comes down, down. Yes. You mark the moment he goes down and reward him. And then you can practice on your left as well. Free. Good. Come. Good. This way. Yes. Good. This way. Sit. Yes. Down. Yes. Very good. Very good. So that's the idea. You practice face to face and side by side, just like with the sit. Free. Now, sometimes you can just go straight to a down, right? But you have to make sure you do all the gestures in the process. So if I call him, come, I'll do this. Down. Yes. And then he goes straight down. I don't have to ask him to sit. Okay. Same with the side. Come. This way. Good. Down. Yes. Very good. You can do that as well. Very good. Free. Very good. Or you can just sit. Yes. Good. Very good. Okay. So that is how you practice your down as well. And now you've practiced your sit, you practice your down. You've started to apply the marker, the positive marker. Yes, 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 right? He hasn't done anything to require a no, because these exercises are the simplest exercises for him. But when you begin to challenge him, begin to challenge his impulse, that is when he will make more mistakes. That is when you get to use no more. And then no also begins to register. And it's important for both yes and no to register, so that tomorrow, if he's digging your flower pot and you don't like it and you say no, he'll stop. And as soon as he stops and turns to you, you say yes with joy and cheer, and he'll know that, okay, this is what she prefers. So that's the whole idea. So now the exercise that will help you to apply no more is going to be the stay exercise, impulse control. So when I ask him to say, like, he's doing it right now, but he's already used to this very, very much, right? As compared to when you walk away from him. So now when I say down, yes, good. I'll turn and then I'll leave him alone, right? And then when I turn and he's still there, I'll say yes to mark that I'm glad I turned and you're still there. When I get here, I'll say yes and give him a treat. Okay, that's how you practice to stay with him. So let me free him. Free. So after you free him, I'm going to bring him back again and do it again. So I bring him, I say down. Yes, I mark as soon as he goes down, and then I leave him alone. Notice I don't give him a command like stay, because the idea is when you give the instruction, it should be enough. That's why I always say, even if he's already lying down and what you want him to do is lie down, then if he's already lying down, say down, down. Then you mark yes, and then you can leave him alone. That way he knows you've told him that he should be down. And then yes, when you turn and you see that he's dead, and you walk up to him and yes, and then you reward him, and then you free him. Free. Very good. So now when do you say no? You say no when you make it complicated. And the complicated part of it is the best part of it. That is the you part of it. That is your assignment. So now, you know, he's used to doing it when I walk away from him like this and he can see me. He's used to do it when I turn my back to him and walk away. He's used to doing it when I even walk one angle like that. He's used to doing it when I walk the other angle like that. He's even used to doing it, sit, good, down. Very good. Yes. He's even used to doing it when I walk behind him like that, right? So you want to complicate it even further, because if you stick to this comfort zone, right, then you're not challenging him. And my lifestyle is different from yours. So there might be certain things that you want to do and you want your dog to stay, and me, I don't do them. So that would be an opportunity to teach him to stay when you are doing those things. So I'm going to intentionally complicate this. I'm going to do one thing that I've never done with him in this exercise. And as soon as he makes a mistake, then I'm going to teach you how to correct him. That concept is called the principle of correction, and you need to understand it. So down, good. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to sit on the floor. Never done that. And dogs, when you sit on the floor, they really want to come to you, okay? So I'm going to, no, see what I meant? So I say no the moment he gets up. Then what do? I bring him back. I lower him. I don't repeat the command. I use the gesture, and then I say yes. And I go back to do the same thing. No. And then I come back, lower him back to the same place, same angle. Yes. You notice even before I pointed, he went down. Then I do the same thing, and he ended up, no. I'm going to do one more time. Yes. Then I come back, do the same. No. Come back. Yes. Very good. Very good. Yes. So this time when I sit and he's still there, I say yes. I mark it to let him know, yes, this is what I wanted you to do. And then I'll come and reward him. Yes. Very good. This is how you teach him the idea first. Then when you need to prolong it, yes, good. You're going to do it again. He's still there. Yes, very good. So if you want to prolong it, you can be here for a while. You can mark yes. Yes. You know, after a while, you say yes. And then this time, instead of going to him, you can free him from here. So I'm going to do that. Free. Yes. Very good. And that's another way to practice it. So always make sure you practice the first scenario of coming to him to reward him. And then you practice the second scenario of freeing him from where you are, okay? And as you observed, that is how you correct. When he is breaking free, when you didn't ask him to break free, you try to mark the exact moment, okay? So you always keep one eye out for him and make sure you mark it. Sometimes you might miss it, but if you see him, just mark no, and then you take him back. You realize that it gets to a point, come, down, yes. You realize that it gets to a point when you even turn and he's gotten up and you say no, he will quickly go and lie down himself. Do you understand? You know, he already does that sometimes because already he's understanding the principle of correction much, much better, and what no means much, much better. Yes. Very good. So that pretty much covers everything. So now it is up to you to try to complicate the stay more and more so that, you know, it's complements your own lifestyle. So if there are certain things that you are doing and you want your dog to stay, then you try them. They'll be new to your dog. As soon as he makes the mistake, you correct, apply the principle of correction that I demonstrated earlier, and you should be fine. So thank you so much for entrusting KASH with me for the last 6 weeks. I've been very happy to share his company. If you have any struggles or challenges, please give me a call. This video should be enough to help you with everything, but I'm still here if you need further assistance. Yes. Good. Don't move. So we're going to do the same thing. Just see if he works it out inside the crate as well. Good boy. Very good. Free. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Hello. Good boy. Well done. Well done. Well done.